Well, hello my YouTube friends and Merry Christmas to all of you. Today it is my pleasure to present you this beautiful knife coming from Liong Design and Elliot Williamson for Ferrum Forge. This is the Vantage. It comes in this pouch with this beautiful medallion, and here is the knife. This knife, overall, I really like it. Minor, I wouldn't say flaws, but cons that we will address very shortly. But yeah, basically a lot of pretty unique features that also we are going to review or overview, I would say, because I have the knife since yesterday only, but my opinion is yeah, almost done about it. And overall, as I said, very nice knife, very unique features. So let's start with the handle as usual. Here, as you can see, we have just a splendid marble carbon fiber handle with, this is unique actually, this is one of the features that is unique. As you can see, a kind of matte finish with a plain design here and random patterns of marble that is absolutely beautifully polished here, and the contrast with those plain surfaces and the random pieces of marble is about excellent. And the shades you see you have some shades of coloring here of black and reflection, that you have with the light is about one of the most beautiful and prettiest marble carbon fiber or carbon fiber for that matter I've ever seen in my entire life. So that should speak volume for those of you who know me. Yeah, so very nice slabs of carbon fiber. Just love those. They're even better on the lock side. And as a matter of fact, on this knife, the lock side is the most beautiful side because it has the beautiful clip, the subframe lock. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But I like this side better than the presentation, and usually it's the other way around. So very nicely done. And the contouring also is beautifully executed by Elliot. You know, we say that Elliot makes some knives that are about, you know, what we call like up high-end, I would say mid-techs, you know, because he's using a lot of machines and everything. So we tend to think that he makes more high-end mid-tech knife than custom per se. This knife is just beautifully done, and yeah, that's definitely a custom. Very nice contouring, as you can see here everywhere, even here on the lock. Look at that nice choil here, nice cut here that you have, and the contouring all the way, it's chamfered everywhere. Very nicely done. Love that work, Mr. Elliot. Then what do we have? The pivots. First, you know, my first idea was that the pivot was kind of weird, but the minute I had it, it grew on me like very fast. I like the bold size, you know, it's very oversized, and the concentric, you know, circles like that. I really like, you know, small one, medium, and large one. I really like a target, you know. Absolutely love that, and very accessible for a torque screw. Very nice pivot, and here on this side it works also as a lock bar stop for the lock bar stop. What do we have here on the handle? Yeah, on the back we have this beautiful and even backspacer with this excellent finish, orange peel finish, and the same actually finish that you have on the lock bar, as you can see here. Very nicely done. The same orange peel also that you have on the clip. The clip is one excellent feature here. It's a 3D clip, as you can see. The aspect with the orange peel and blue anodized is just about excellent and gives some contrast. Look at that. I mean, you have the blue orange peel, the matte finish here, the polish finish here on the pattern here of the marble, the orange peel gray, that gives a lot of contrast. I absolutely love the design of this side. Excellent. What is to say again? Yeah, to finish with the clip. It's a tip-up only clip, and it's carrying, I mean, it carries perfectly well in the pocket, and the retention is about just excellent. Of course, here we have also on the lock side the lock bar, which here is a subframe lock. So, you know, the fact that it is mainly a carbon fiber handle with this just lock bar makes it for a, I would think, you know, having the 454 or the other subframe lock, they are way lighter than this one. This one, I thought it would be lighter than that because of the construction, because of the build, and actually it has some weight in it, probably due to the blade or whatever, but it has more weight than I would have expected due to the construction. So, yeah, again, on the scale also, we have here a steel insert that, as you can see here, is perfectly well inserted, no gap here whatsoever. The famous hoe back rolling detent, you know how it works. With this screw, you can increase by tightening the screw or loosen the detent, actually. So me, I like it like that. I tighten the screw to the point where I have the detent that I like. And for those of you who like higher detent, you tighten it more. And for those of you who like lighter detent, you loosen it a little bit more. I like this feature. Yeah, I like it. It's not something that I crave, but I like it. So now, let's go to the blade. The blade also is very unique by its design, this groove here, and first of all by the blade steel that you can see here is Z-Finite. What is Z-Finite? Z-Finite is actually the same steel, it's made by AKS, and it's the same steel as the Chronideur for my friend Island's daddy, a Boker. I needed that. That's a private joke, sorry. The Chronideur 30 that you have here is a steel, a very fancy steel made from the special, you know, the special, the space shot. They make like bearings with this Chronideur, so it's basically a steel that has some nitrogen in it, a fair amount of nitrogen, so that gives it a very high level of corrosion resistance. And compared to the H1 from Spyderco, it has the property of this steel has a better toughness and better edge retention. So I don't think per se that for a folder like that, which is an EDC, a true EDC, it is very useful. I think it's only fancy to use that because it's not a chef knife. I mean, those qualities, you can expect that for camping, for diving, for chef knives, whatever. Even if we have to remember that Liong designed mainly chef knives at first, but you know, I think it's a good steel, almost a high-end steel. Yeah, well, I would call it a high-end steel. At the very least, it's a very expensive steel, that is for sure. But the property of nitrogen gives it this really high, almost no corrosion here because of the property of the nitrogen that doesn't bond with the carbon, as you know probably. So yeah, and also, sorry about that, the fact that it has a nitrogen gives it a very nice grain. I will try to focus here for you to see the finesse of the grain. It's almost one of the finest grain you can ever imagine on a blade. I'm not sure that you see that properly here, but you have a very fine grain. And actually the finish on this blade is one of the unique parts here. As you can see, it's quite polished, and yet when you look at it closely, you have this kind of stonewash, light stonewash finish. Those are not here scratches, as you can see. It's a random pattern of the stonewash. Yeah, probably you see it later. You see, so very fine grain, this stonewash, and yet this polish finish that I have never seen in my life. One of the cons here is those concentric lines. As I told you, Elliot is known for his use of machinery. This is too machinery look. Those concentric lines. This is not something that I like. I like the groove inside. It gives a very nice aspect of the blade, but I don't like those concentric lines here. Again, you can tell it's done by machine, and this is not something that I really appreciate. But in any event, I like the blade shape. a very organic blade shape, as usual with Liong. Very, very nice, and really I like the groove. Take off the concentric lines here. Just the groove itself makes it for a very, very nice aspect. The edge is fair. It cuts, yeah, it's a razor sharp edge, very, very nicely done. I cannot tell how it will wear in time since I just got the knife, but for now, it's a very, very nice edge that we have here. The logos are like also, they like laser engraved, almost for those of you who know the Spidey logo from Taichung, Taiwan. It's the same aspect here. You can feel it on all the logos, even on the Zfinite here. You can feel it, and that's quite nice. Yeah, love that blade, love the finish of it, except here the lines. Now the action. This is something that I adore because usually, as you know, Elliot does a humongous flipper tabs. This design has a small flipper tab with just 2 jimping, so you have a nice reach and it works perfectly well, as you can see. The action, it's not a con, I would say, but of course I had, and as you can see, it works perfectly well, but I had flippers that worked, that are smoother than this one. So it's not a con per se, but the action is not fantastic, but fair. Look at that. And you can also, as I told you, work on the action by using the feature of the Hoback rolling detent. So yeah, fair. You know I'm a flipper guy, so of course I have better flippers, but this one is good. The engagement is perfect. First, when I got it, it was a little bit sticky, but now it's good. Try to hear that. Yeah, no more noise. The tension of the lock, being here a subframe lock, is fine, and I like the fact that the cut is done inside, so that gives a very nice and neat aspect on the outside. A real flaw here is the fact that the choil here is nice for the reach, but you see here it's even with the lock, so you see it's slippery. You have to push your finger there, and it can hurt by doing that a lot of time. It doesn't have any jimping, so that is something that Elliot should have done better. Just a little fair amount of, a little bit more meat here would have been good. And it doesn't, I don't know why those guys, they think that the choil has to be even here for the ergos. But it doesn't, because the finger here is not parallel to that. It's oblique, as you can see. So if you have a little bit more meat here, it won't be a bother when you hold your knife like that. You don't hold the knife like that. You see, it's not parallel. You hold it like that. So if you have a little bit more meat here, not only it doesn't bother for the grip, but that gives you some reach in order to disengage the blade. But again, it's a small con. Yeah, actually, it's not a small con. This is the major flaw that I have here. It's this one. So you see, it's not a lot of thing. And as I said, overall, the knife is just about excellent. And look at that. Yeah, very nice. Blade centering, as you can expect, is spot on. That is the detent that I like. You see, so for me, like that, it's good. If I push it too hard, I can open it, but this is not something that is going to happen in the real life. And in order to have a stronger detent, I would have to break the detent. When I disengage the blade, you will have to break the detent. I just hate that. I like when I disengage my blade that it falls like that under its own weight, and that you don't have, to, let me try to get the detent here. Yeah, you see, when it's locked like that, and you have to put a fair amount of strength to disengage the blade, I absolutely hate that. So I managed to have it just this way, and for me that's just about excellent. So yeah, we reached to the 15 minutes. I think that I've addressed all the points that I wanted to address. Overall, a very, very nice knife. Yeah, a minor con also, the jimping is just beautifully done, but it's not really effective. No grip here, doesn't hurt, but doesn't also grip. So that's a small con, but overall the ergos are just excellent, and I think that this knife is a real companion, very friendly EDC, very good for everyday use. Yeah, absolutely love that knife, and congratulations to Liong and Elliot for that nice build. And my friend, again, a happy and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's Eve. I yeah, I will be in touch very soon. Bye bye.